Steve is with us this morning. Steve's a City fan. How you doing, Steve?
Hi, Steve.
Good morning, Dean. Good morning, Natalie. How are you?
Very good.
Well,
yeah.
Very well. How are you?
Right. On the graveyard shift, yeah. I'm sound, yeah. I think that the thing is, it's not. I think it's because City are so good. Teams are terrified to come and play football against us. I think sometimes I think they come to our place scared of getting a 7-6, 7-8-0 battering, and they'll shut up shop. Where teams, I'd like to see the teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, and hopefully when United come in a few weeks, I hope they don't shut up shop, because that'll be such a boring spectacle for the Manchester derby. I want them to have a go, and then it's easier for us then to play our brand of football. That's the problem we've got at the moment.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. You know, like, I think back to learning points in my career. I was playing for Wales against Brazil in Cardiff. Terry Orth was the manager. He's let the grass grow as long as possible on the National Stadium to try and slow the game down. And he said to us, whatever you do, don't start pressing these. They're technically that gifted. If you start pressing them, you just speed them up. So if you... And it's the same for Man City. If you start pressing them, they're technically good enough to change the game from like 50 mile an hour to 100 mile an hour. Then you're in desperate trouble.
I mean, Steve, it sounds as though obviously it's slightly frustrating last night with how Brentford set up and obviously caused a few issues for Manchester City. But going forward for the rest of the season, you're still confident they'll get the job done? Yeah,
absolutely confident, to be honest. Really confident. I think the games I think we'll beat Liverpool at their place. I think it's our time to beat them there. It's just the games. I mean, Chelsea did it again at weekend. Chelsea were another team who sat back, and they did a great job on us and broke. It was on the break, and I think Brentford were looking at that last night with Ivan Toney, but it didn't work out for him. But City's got City can change it in a heartbeat. They can bring on De Bruyne, who will then just rip you apart with passes.
Yeah.
If you want to, the tippy-tappy across the box and try to put your foot through it, yeah, fine. I get it, but, it's not our brand of football.
Yeah, and you're right. Liverpool aren't going to sit back like Brentford did last night or Chelsea. Liverpool, it's going to be interesting because Liverpool try and press you off the pitch. If you do that to Man City, what's going to happen? I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, well, not long to wait. March the 10th is when that game will take place at Anfield. Steve, thank you very much for your call. You can also give us a call if you wish to on 03717 223344. I suppose the issue is that, let's say Brentford yesterday had gone into that game in the Etihad and been more open. They could have conceded 6 or 7. We know what this City side's capable of. We'd all be here going, well, how naive were they? Yeah. Because, with the situation that Brentford are in, and we're only using them as an example because they played yesterday, not just because it's my team, they're in a relegation fight as things stand. So they are going to go into some of these games having to close up because you don't want to be going into these games and getting a hiding like they could well have done. So I do understand the approach of some teams having to go to these teams or take on these teams and be a very defence-minded approach.
Well, Thomas Frank now will, in training, he'll go through this in minute detail, right? And he'll say to the players, when we're in shape and we've got everybody in position, they won't score past us. Our problem is when we step out of shape. But every time we get a corner, it's an even game. Every time we get a free kick, it's an even game. They're not better than us at corners and free kicks. When we get a throw-in, we make sure that we keep the ball. All these little things that get you out of shape. If you're taking a throw in, your left back's on the touchline, isn't he? Out of shape.
Yeah.
So he'll go through it in fine detail. Your recovery runs when you're out of shape. How quick you can get back in position. He'll go through it in detail. It's hard to play against.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.